Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Moving People, a brand new podcast series by Genesis BCW. It's about the world of public relations and integrated communications. We're kicking things off, perhaps appropriately, on World Social Media Day with a conversation about digital public relations. If for some strange reason you went into the first lockdown not fully convinced about digital's role in communications, I do hope the last 15 months have changed your mind. To understand how deeply digital has ingrained itself, we've got a fantastic first guest for the Moving People podcast. It's our very own CEO, Deepshika Dharmaraj. Welcome to the Moving People podcast, Shika.
Thank you, Pierre. I'm really excited to kickstart this series with you.
We're really glad you could make it on the show, Deepshika. Let's start by getting a broad understanding of the lay of the land, right? So, what aspects of PR does digital play a role in today? It's no longer just about what you put on your Twitter and LinkedIn feed, is it?
You're absolutely right, Pierre. Most of our listeners who are hearing this on World Social Media Day will think of social media, but there is so much more to digital than just social. And it's really the PR and communications industry which has had to learn that swiftly over the last 15 months. So when we're looking at communication today, it's much more than delivering a message. It is about understanding your audience, getting an insight into what do they really need, and then making sure you engage with them to address that need. And when you look at audiences, they're increasingly telling us that their lives and their likes are now more and more online. I mean, it's not just about the last 1.5 years, but it's been coming for some time. But in the last 1.5 years, it's been speeded up immensely. So today, a brand needs to meet them where they really are, online. And it's not about just sending one way messages, but they really need to interact with them, respond to their questions, and then give them a platform to voice their experiences. Digital also plays a big role in helping us to create an analytics, insights, deliver, measure loop that doesn't just help brands with delivering more impactful campaigns, but it also helps in building a feedback mechanism that ultimately leads to better business impact for their brands. So ultimately, we need to realize that in this current situation, digital is truly the only way to connect with multiple stakeholders at the same time. And even when things get better, we believe that this will continue because it's truly an irreversible change. From the data led insights to ORM and social management to looking at emerging technologies like AI, AR, VR, etc., which help us to create creative content, and then to also measurement and performance marketing. Technology is becoming an enabler for all this. So there will continue to be clients, of course, who still prefer a mix of digital and traditional. And of course, we will continue to cater to them and we'll need to be agile to address these needs. But our focus more and more has been on digital transformation, and that will continue to take center stage.
Shika, you talked about the pandemic and how that's really supercharged the shift to digital. And that's actually a story that a lot of us are familiar with because we looked at how digital built and supported all these communities, especially during the second wave. We saw that so much in Genesis itself. So, looking at that experience, what can companies learn from that to build stronger relationships with communities and stakeholders using digital?
Pierre, I think all of us were using the social media and digital platforms or creating these verified leads to help our families and colleagues and friends who are fighting against COVID. And like many others, even at Genesis BCW, we'd set up a COVID emergency support team for all our employees and their families. All that was coordinated on digital. And it was invaluable because we were able to hear what was the kind of support people needed. And it wasn't just about a one way top down communication, but everybody was able to contribute and give their inputs. And I think that's what really worked for us to be able to find solutions for our people. Many of our clients and organizations who we work with also harness this power of digital to support the community. Take for example our client and our partner, Locobuzz. They built a platform which was aggregating and presenting verified information around critical resources like the availability of oxygen cylinders, what are the kind of places where you can go for refilling, where can you get concentrators, hospital beds, plasma, medicines, etc. It was truly the need of the hour. They used and applied their digital and analytics expertise for doing something so essential just by thinking innovatively. And they came out to help the larger community using their digital chops. So we're very proud to have partners and clients who've done work like this.
Absolutely. One of the topics you and I talk about a lot is content on digital. Because for the longest time, especially in public relations, the tendency was to think about generating earned content, either through the media or through influencers or KOLs. Today, we're talking about PESO, which is paid, earned, shared, and owned content. And again, it's digital platforms where PESO really comes to life very strongly, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought this up because it's a question which has been bothering me. And I know a lot of our clients have also been asking this is that while there's definitely been a shift in how public relations operates today, and over the past few years, we've seen the boundaries between all the various disciplines of marketing blurring, right? PR is not necessarily only about earned. Yes, earned first is our mantra, but we need to look at the other elements of paid, owned, and shared content. And that's truly the heart of integrated communications. And what makes public relations specialists like us special is that we are honestly the only discipline pair that touches all the multiple stakeholders of a company. And all these stakeholders are now on digital platforms. So, what better way than digital to be able to reach out to these stakeholders? So, our consideration today is not about whether you're engaging with the stakeholders in an earned, paid, or shared way, but it's actually about where are they present, what do they need, and how can we answer their need. And like I said, we may be earned first in our approach, but especially with digital, there are several times when earned or owned doesn't give you the visibility or the engagement you need. And then you really go need to go out to paid or shared models as well, or look at a combination of all four. And that's truly a skill that we've been developing at Genesis BCW along with all our traditional approaches.
One of the areas that we've spent a lot of time focusing on is our influencer approach and strategy, which at BCW we call TrueFluence. There's recently been some guidelines that have come out from ASCI. How do you view these guidelines for KOLs and using influencers?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad to see these guidelines that have been brought in by ASCI in helping to streamline the influencer programs. And ASCI's done a pretty good job of putting these together in partnership with the industry. But even before they actually came into place, we at Genesis have been following a very clear philosophy about influencer engagement. And that is that influencers have to be relevant and authentic. At BCW, we have a methodology called TrueFluence, which helps us in giving this philosophy legs. It helps us to apply a scientific approach using data and analytics to identify and assess the right influencers for a brand and therefore our clients so that they can deliver shared value for all three: the brand, the audiences the brand is addressing, as well as the influencers themselves and how they can gain and benefit from it. So the disclosure guidelines that ASCI has introduced has added another layer of establishing credibility and trust in this three-way relationship. So we are quite happy to have some of these come in.
The last thing that I want to speak about before we go into a rapid fire round is something that's kind of linked to what you said about credibility and trust. And it's also one of your most important things that you speak about, which is measurement. And that's really one of the big pluses of digital, is that every action and every outcome is measurable and attributable.
So you really hit a sweet spot with me, Pierre. I love talking about measurement. And I think that's at the core and the heart of when we say we deliver impact for our clients. And like I mentioned earlier in this conversation, digital helps us build an analytics, insight, deliver, and measure loop to make sure our communication efforts are paying off. And it's just not at the end of a campaign that this whole loop comes in, but it also helps you course correct during the campaign. Because if you're listening well, then you know what's working and what's not working. And digital truly is real time, right? So it helps you measure the seemingly intangible aspects of communication also, like, what's the behavior like? What's the sentiment? And how's the sentiment changing to the communication that we're doing?
That is a really, really good overview of everything that digital is good for when it comes to public relations and integrated communications. As we promised, Shikha, we're now going to go into a rapid fire round. So are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay. As ready as I can be, I guess.
Excellent. So let's start with something that's a little easy and then we'll work our way up from that. What's the most used social media app on your phone and why?
So, interestingly, it has to be Facebook. And I'll tell you why. So we have our Genesis BCW closed group of all our 350 people on Facebook, and we are constantly sharing updates, anecdotes, tidbits with each other. So I just love that space, and I spend my maximum time on that. And then, of course, with the larger outside world, it has to be Twitter and Insta, mostly for the trends and the news and keeping up to date with what's the conversation going on out there. And I guess LinkedIn comes in, making sure my networks are updated and I know who's who and doing what and where.
What about your family? Because I know your son is a bigger tech geek as anyone else out there.
Oh, gosh. He is truly hooked onto the YouTube university. I think he's going to graduate in YouTube and not from school finally, right? That child can trapeze through YouTube from A to Z. And of course, Insta is his other big favorite because he's a lot into art and creative. So he's constantly now putting up these art things on Instagram. So yeah, I learn a lot from him and his YouTube university, trust me.
And we get to see some of those results. So those are always fantastic. What's the one technology that you are most excited about?
Okay, because this is rapid fire, and I'll tell you honestly, it's a cryptocurrency. I've been trying to wrap my head around this. And of course, we've been hearing a lot about it recently. And it's got me curious enough to really start researching on it and understand how it works and what's going to be the future of it. Because I think it's one of those things, if we are not going to get hooked into, we'll probably get left behind.
That's true. What's your favorite social media page and why?
So my favorite social media page, and I talked about this earlier, is our Genesis BCW Nirvana Lounge, it's called. It's our internal pros groups page. And I spend a lot of time on that. So I enjoy that immensely.
And thank you for all the support you give everyone on that page. It's really fantastic to hear this, have those comments coming in. We're going to call it a wrap on that, Shikha. Thank you so much for being our guest on the very first episode of the Moving People podcast. Thank you for making time for us today and for sharing your insights on digital and social media. It was wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Pierre. It's always wonderful talking to you, and it's been fun and quite an engaging conversation.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned. Our next episode comes up in July. Until then, keep moving people with your work.